So you may recall last week's debate, there was a mention about Kamala Harris and how Trump went after her when mentioning about how she wanted basically transgender surgery for illegal immigrants that are in prison. And the way that Trump said it was absolutely hilarious. And I just burst out in laughter on how absurd it sounded from saying this. And let me show you the clip here. Because
went out in Minnesota and wanted to let criminals that killed people, that burned down Minneapolis, she went out and raised money to get them out of jail. She did things that nobody would ever think of. Now she wants to do transgender operations on illegal aliens that are in prison. This is a radical left liberal that would do this. She wants to confiscate your guns, and she will never allow fracking in Pennsylvania. If she won the election, fracking in Pennsylvania.
The way the tone and the way he said it was just hilarious, absolutely hilarious. In the way that, oh, you get her elected, you're going to have a bunch of illegal aliens in prison with transgender surgeries, state appointed, taxpayer funded. It's really hilarious. It's really hilarious. State appointed. Everybody's going to have, you're going to walk in there. They're going to cut off your balls. You're going to have state appointed taints for every illegal alien. You won't even know who they are anymore. And then they're also eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They want pussies and they're eating pussy. How dare they? It's hilarious to hear that on national TV on the debate stage. It's even more hilarious that, sadly, he's actually not wrong about this. And just to show you some proof of this, this is a clip directly from CNN. So this is not, Fox News, Newsmax, or any, right-wing outlet that's trying to do up this conspiracy. This is Aaron Burnett. Aaron Burnett, who I'm pretty sure is a deep-hearted Kamala supporter, because, who wouldn't be? It's a woman, of course. Women have to stay together, that's the motto, right? So this guy, Gregor Capital, says, this is incredible. CNN's Aaron Burnett literally in shock about what Kamala Harris supported. Taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained illegal migrants. She actually said she supported that. See, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. It's fake news. Fake news. David Muir, fake news. I don't know why I'm doing the L. He always does the little L's. I never understood that. But here's Aaron Burnett.
So in 2000,
here's Aaron Burnett realizing that maybe what Trump said in the debate isn't actually wacko conspiracy if you actually took 2 seconds to Google it.
19, and what K-File found, she said she would cut funding to ICE, writing, quote, our immigrant detention system is out of control, and I believe we must end the unfair incarceration of thousands of individuals, families, and children. I was one of the first senators after President Trump was elected to advocate for a decrease in funding to ICE. Well, now, of course, she's touting the Biden administration's executive order to crack down on the border.
Well, of course, it makes sense. The less of them in prison, we can lock up more parents of truant kids, right? Or, people that smoke marijuana, even though I did it and bragged about it on a morning show. Oh, too much? Sorry.
K-File's Andrew Kaczynski joins me now. Andrew, that's pretty incredible on its own when you're talking about what you found here on ICE. What else did you find?
Yeah, and this was a questionnaire that she filled out for the ACLU, and This questionnaire is really an interesting snapshot in time of that 2019 Democratic primary. Kamala Harris was trying to get to the left of Bernie Sanders. She was trying to get to the left of Elizabeth Warren, and you really see that in a lot of these answers. And I want to walk our viewers through a little bit of what she said. Let's just take immigration and look at what she said here. She said on immigration, she made this open-ended pledge to end immigrant detention. She said she supported taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She also said she supported
taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants.
She
actually said she supported that.
She wrote and
even Aaron Burnett's like freaking out. Like, she actually said that? She actually said that. You're sure of that? She actually said, yeah, she did. In 2019, that was part of her strategy. As he said there, it was to out-left people like Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, who are focusing more on the economy, to say, yeah, we'll just take taxpayer money and send it off to do transition surgeries for detainees at the border states. You know, what could go wrong with that? Oh my God. And the fact that CNN's like freaking out about like, oh, wait, Kamala Harris actually did that. Yeah. Kind of, also fun fact that she ran in 2019, 2020 and was one of the first people to drop out because she got such low ratings. She got such low polling and favorability from the public. She had to drop out before Iowa, and now she's running to be president. How is that possible? How is that democracy again? Please elaborate. How is that democracy that the worst people imaginable get to the top positions? How is that possible?
Answered in the affirmative when she was asked this. Oh. And she said she also supported it for federal prisoners. Now, she also pledged to slash immigration detention by 50%, close all family and private facilities, and decrease funding for ICE, and then to end ICE detainers with local law enforcement.
Which now she's reversed in 2024 because now she's trying to run and backpedal on Trump's promises to win up support. That's why all of a sudden now Kamala Harris is mentioning about, no tips on waitresses. No tips on no taxes on tipping. I should say. No taxes on tipping. That was one of Trump's policies. Now all of a sudden Kamala Harris is okay with it. Because she's trying to drive up support for her campaign by using his statements. Wow. Like even
these are things that, it would be hard to think that you would come up with taxpayer funding gender transitions for detained migrants. And yet this, as you say, written and verbal.
It'd be a hard thing to, put that in the books, like trying to calculate all that. But yeah, she said it. She said it. There's no denying it. Trump was actually on point to something about that. As hilarious as he said it, he was definitely on point to saying it.
That killed people, that burned down Minneapolis. She went out and raised money to get them out of jail. She did things that nobody would ever think of. Now she wants to do transgender operations on illegal aliens that are in prison. This is a radical left.
It's still too funny. It's still too funny. I know it's true. We know that's true now because even CNN can't even deny it. But it's hilarious the way it sounds like a Jerry Seinfeld like opening monologue to an episode. Can you believe this, Kamala Harris? She goes up on stage and wants to give taxpayer gender surgeries to a bunch of illegal aliens. I can't believe it. I never knew Elf was a guy or a girl. It was just fluffy. And those same aliens are going to Springfield and eating up all the dogs and cats. What's the deal with that? So there you go, folks. A little bit more on Kamala Harris, a little bit more to understand. And, just like when people discovered more about Hillary Clinton, the more you realize why exactly they're in the positions that they are. You wonder why someone that got the lowest ranks when she was primarying in 2020 got to be the vice president, got to be buddy with Joe Biden, even though Joe Biden and her were apparently adversaries at one point. But now all of a sudden, hey, we're good. It's okay that I'm partnering with a racist. It's okay. Bigotry is the norm now. Okay, good. We can both lock people in prison at mass incarceration rates. Yay. It was just a debate. To where we are now, where she's running in 2024 as the presidential nominee for the Democratic Party without even being elected. Like I said, the world's, you don't have democracy. You live in an oligarchy. The world is captured by the criminal billionaire class that does not care about any of this. And that is why you get people like even going to the lanes of Taylor Swift when she endorsed Kamala Harris on Instagram there, saying that, she reads up on the news, but is voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz just because of gay rights and abortion. I don't particularly put the blame on Taylor Swift because, she is a talented individual. She's obviously touring around. She's a busy musician, but this is what's wrong with the media being captured by the same people that captured politicians. This is the industry that the only way that they're going to be supportive in their career, the only way is to shell themselves out to vote for a establishment show like Kamala Harris. That's sadly how bad it's gotten. And for someone like Taylor Swift to make that, Instagram post about how she's a childless cat lady and, wanting to support Kamala Harris and pledging that all of her, fan base go and vote in support of her. It's all for show. It's all a scheme. It's how the music industry has been doing it for years and years to peddle more people into the establishment. It's dangling a carrot in front of your nose to say, hey, even Taylor Swift likes us. So come on in. Come on in and not afford bacon. Come on in and not, continuous war. Come on in. Come on in and have more mass censorship. Because even your favorite pop stars are okay with it. Like, that's just how sad it is. Really, really just sad.